Hello everybody, my name is King. My voice went out yesterday, so you're going to hear a little bit of a scuffed, deep voice today. But I want to welcome you all to Snapshot 23W05A. In Snapshot 23W05A, there's some new changes, things like the Create New World screen. So when you press Create New World, there's going to be some different changes. So there's the Game tab, the World tab, and the More tab. Each tab has its corresponding things, so in the game you get to change your game mode, your difficulty, and cheats, and your name. In the World file you can change the seed, you can change the world type, you can customize, turn on and off bonus chests and structures, and then in More you can change game rules and add data packs. One of the other really nice changes that you got in this one is now that you're holding an armor or an elytra, you can hot swap them in your hotbar. For some reason I want to say this was already in Bedrock Edition, but let's say you're in survival mode, and let's say you're falling from the sky 300 blocks in the air, just like this. Well, now you can save yourself and swap to your elytra and fly away. Now you don't have to worry about no sudden fall damage. If you're falling in the void in the end, you can save yourself. There's a lot more options, and I think this was just generally a lawful good change, if you ask me. They also changed the enchantment glint, so if I do /enchant, so as you can see, it's hardly noticeable in my hotbar, and if I'm wearing it, you hardly notice it either. It's very, very subtle. I think this might be the best iteration of the Enchant Glint. But if you don't like that, they also changed it so in the Options tab, when you go to Accessibility Settings, all you gotta do is find the Glint Speed and the Glint Strength. You can change these however you want, whether you want the Enchantment Glint to be off, or if you want it to be faster. So for example, this is about the best you can make your Enchantment Glint if you want it to be strong. Or, if you just don't want to see it at all, because you're doing some sort of story or whatever, then you can turn it off and nobody would even see a thing. They also changed the tooltips in the menu UI, so they're now positioned so buttons are still readable. So if you do something like in here in the accessibility settings, now it doesn't cover up your button, it just covers up the buttons on the bottom. This makes it a whole lot easier, so you can actually still press everything and see what you're pressing. This is Future King here. I forgot to tell you guys, they also removed the import settings and export settings button in the edit world screen. So if you click here and press edit, there's no longer an import or export settings button. One more cool little change here in commands is now you can do /effect give, and if you do S and any effect will work, but let's just say you want night vision. So you do night vision, you can now label it as an infinite, and if you give it to yourself, you now have that for an infinite amount of time. No matter what, you'll have this unless I believe you die, then you'll lose it. Same thing with drinking milk. If you missed the last snapshot, you missed all the fancy little armor trims. So I'm going to show you guys something new that they added this week with the armor trims, and that is leather armor is now capable of having the trim. So now you can put all the armor in any of the slots. I forgot to show you guys last week, but chain is also allowed. I think it's in a pinned comment now. As you can see, you can now have armor trims on your leather armor. One other really neat thing is, let's say you have some iron armor here. Let's get ourselves some iron out of creative. You can now put the same material on your armor as a trim. So if you really wanted to, you can have iron on iron, and here's what it would look like. It's a slight difference, hardly noticeable, but it is still there. They changed some minor textures and stuff for the Dune armor, moving some pixels up, and then the loot tables for the smithing templates have also been adjusted. So if you've been playtesting this, make sure to try it again and see if it's any better now. Outside of that, there's just been a couple of bug fixes here and there. Nothing too serious. Anyway, I think that's it for me today. Thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your night. Goodbye. Side note, I hope my voice goes back to normal. I don't like having to talk like this.